Yo, what's going on, y'all? So for those who may not know, I am a diehard Orlando Magic fan. That's the best song in all sports, right? We can all agree on that. Also, real quick, before I start the video, guys, be sure to like and subscribe to my channel. Really helps me out as I try to grow this thing and start to put out more content a little more regularly, including Magic content. While the Magic have been a lot of fun to watch this season, they look like a team that's on the rise, a team that's potentially going to make the playoffs, which is super exciting. They do still have some glaring issues offensively, specifically three-point shooting. The Magic are one of the worst three-point shooting teams in the league. So in this video, I wanted to talk about 3 potential trades that I think that they could make that would not only address their three-point shooting issue, but also their issue of not really having a starting point guard right now. So this season, the Magic have basically had 2 starting point guards. One is Markelle Fultz, who has been the starter for the past couple years. Now, look, I am a huge Fultz fan. I loved when the Magic traded for him, and I think he's been an awesome player to watch over the past couple seasons. But in my opinion, at this point, I just don't think he's a good fit for this Magic team because he's got 2 big issues. One, he's always hurt. This guy, unfortunately, since really the beginning of his NBA career, he's always dealt with injuries, and nothing has changed really, even in his whatever season this is, like 6th or 7th season. This year, the Magic have played, 30 or 40 games? Fultz has only played in 8 of them. That's because he's been dealing with knee tendonitis. And even when he has been healthy, there's now been another issue with Fultz, and that is he is not shooting threes at all. Now look, we know Fultz has never been a good three-point shooter, but at least last year, he would attempt three-pointers. Granted, they weren't exactly going in at a very high rate, but once in a while, you would see one drop in, and the fact that he was at least attempting threes would sometimes keep defenders honest. But right now, for whatever reason, I don't know if it's a mental thing, a physical thing, he's just straight up passing up open threes. You saw this the other night when they played the Timberwolves. Paolo Banchero drives into the lane, gets triple teamed, and he does the right thing. Kicks out to a wide open Fultz in the corner. But instead of shooting the three, he pump fakes, drives towards the basket, and shoots a contested layup that he misses. Again, love Fultz, love what he's done for this Magic team the past couple years, but I just think it's time to move on. And he is in the last year of his deal, so you could potentially trade him and get something rather than just, letting him walk for nothing. The other point guard in this team, and is actually the guy who's started the most games at point for the Magic this season with Fultz being hurt, is the rookie, Anfernee Black. I really like Anfernee Black. I think he's shown a lot of promise this year. He's awesome defensively already as a rookie. Offensively, still pretty raw. I mean, he's had some moments here. I thought he looked good the other night against OKC. I think he had a career night against, the Washington Wizards, where he dropped like 20-something. I think he's going to be a good player at some point in his career. But he's still really raw right now. I just don't think he's ready to be a starting point guard. So here are the 3 guys that I was thinking the Magic could go after. First guy on this list is Tyus Jones with the Washington Wizards. He's a veteran point guard, a guy who's been in the league for a couple years now, and a guy who's actually having a career year this season. He's averaging like 12 points a game, I think like 6 assists, and he's shooting the lights out. Look at this graph. Look at all that green. He's got a 60% effective field goal percentage, and on top of that, look at that assist-to-turnover ratio, 6.18. This is exactly what the Magic need right now. A guy that can not only extend the floor with three-point shooting, which, by the way, Tyus Jones, he's shooting 43% from the 3 this year, and he's a guy that can provide some playmaking without turning the ball over, which is something the Magic do quite a bit. I think they rank near the bottom of the league in turnovers per game. And not only that, Tyus Jones is one of the most effective players when it comes to running the pick and roll, which is perfect because the Magic are in the top half of the league when it comes to running the pick and roll. However, they are near the bottom of the league when it comes to efficiency when running the pick and roll, which is not ideal. My only issue with Tyus Jones is that he's in the last year of his contract. So if you trade for him right now or before the deadline, are you getting him for basically a rental? There's no guarantee that he would re-sign, right? Unless you got like a verbal agreement or something like that before you actually traded for him. But even so, would it just be better for the Magic to wait until the offseason and just sign him straight up as a free agent? For me, I personally, because I think you can be a playoff team right now, and I think any playoff experience for this young Magic team is good, I would go ahead and make the trade as long as the price wasn't too steep. If they're looking for a first-round pick, maybe I'd give him the Nuggets pick that we got from the Aaron Gordon trade because that's in 2025 and it's going to be around the 20s most likely. I wouldn't be that mad about giving up that pick. But other than that, I probably would only be giving up like a player or 2 or maybe some second-round picks. That's about it. All right, next guy on the list is another player kind of similar to Tyus Jones, Malcolm Brogdon veteran presence, a guy who's been in the league for a long time. I think he was the sixth man of the year once, so dude's a good basketball player. Not only that, but he probably won't cost you all that much because right now he's just wasting away in Portland. The Blazers are not a contender. They're not looking to contend anytime soon, so they'll probably part with Malcolm Brogdon for not all that much. Probably a first-round pick is what they're going to want, which, again, I would not be that upset if he cost us that Nuggets pick, for example. But again, kind of like Tyus Jones, Brogdon brings you good three-point shooting. He's a career 39% three-point shooter, and he's a good playmaker. He's averaging like 7 assists per game right now. My only issue with him is kind of like Fultz. He's a little bit of an injury concern, right? He's missed a lot of games throughout his career, but I think he's a guy worth kicking the tires on because, look, you put a guy like Brogdon, almost 40% career three-point shooter, alongside Suggs, who's improved his three-point shooting quite a bit, and Paolo and Franz, I think this offense can look night and day. All right, my last guy on this list is a little bit of a reach because he's going to cost a lot more than Tyus Jones or Malcolm Brogdon. And I feel like this is the least likely of the three to happen if the trade were to be made, and that's Terry Rozier. Scary Terry's having a career year in Charlotte. He's putting up like 24 points a game, almost 7 assists a game, so he's a playmaker as well. And he's shooting like 37% from three. So not only are you getting playmaking and outside shooting, but you're also getting a dude that has proven he can go get his own bucket. But as fun as the idea of Scary Terry on Orlando would be, I find it hard to believe that the Magic would make this trade. Charlotte's probably going to want a lot for him, and rightfully so, right? He's an awesome player. Probably going to want a couple first-round picks, maybe a couple young players. I just don't think the Magic are in that position right now that they would try to fast-forward their track. All that being said, I personally will not be that upset if the Magic don't make a move this trade deadline. Right now, you're still very early in this rebuild. All you want to do is make the playoffs, right? See if you can make some noise, and that's it. It's all about playoff experience for this young Magic team. Anyway, that's it for me, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video, and yeah, see you later. Go Magic.